South Sudan, the youngest nation, one of the poorest and least developed nations in the world, with more than 3 million of its population displaced due to civil war. The country is experiencing dire humanitarian crisis. A group of youths who faced this reality came together and decided to do something about it.
Smile Again African Development Organization is a youth-led, youth-focused organization that started in 2011. Our vision is to see communities free from poverty, destitution with dignity. Our mission is to basically eradicate poverty in partnership with communities for sustainable development.
To eradicate poverty in partnership with community, we believe that to have a good youth, you need to build a better child. And to build a better child, you need to have essential need for the child. Access to basic education at high level, access to nutritious food, access to protection, and healthy growth of the child. These are the key things that a child needs to grow into a better person and a better youth that can actually stand up and support the country in future.
Saado's programs are anchored on 3 key pillars as elaborated on our strategic plan. The first pillar is emergency context. The second pillar is early recovery and protracted conflict context. And the third pillar is resilience context. So our 4 main departments at Saado programs are based on this, and how we deliver programs based on this changing and most of the times fluid contexts.
Obviously, we are doing this being mindful of the crisis in South Sudan. It's a fluid environment, things are changing. When we started as a development organization and then crisis came, we adapted a system also, effort to actually also do emergency. So we became a humanitarian as well.
We have 4 departments in the department. The first one is food security, livelihoods and nutrition. The second department is gender and protection department. The third one is education and peace building. And the fourth department is WASH. This is water, sanitation, hygiene. In each particular program we have different projects which are currently ongoing based on the 3 pillars and the context where they are being done in South Sudan. In food security, livelihoods and nutrition, we have several projects which are funded by different partners, WFP, UNFAO, France Embassy, Handicap International, and other partners who we work together to implement. For example, our livestock vaccination and treatment program in Terekeka and in Jongle, specifically Bor and Duke counties, is being funded by UNFAO, and so far we have managed to target and reach up to 500,000 cattle by vaccination and treatment programs. We also have currently the milling voucher program, which is happening in the POC, Juba POC 1 and 3. This particular program is basically to give the milling vouchers to our beneficiaries to ensure that the women cannot go out of the POCs and face abuses. What we do is that we provide milling services, and the women can then use these vouchers to redeem and access these services so that they can be able to grind their meals and feed their families. We are very proud that we are being sponsored by a World Food Program, and so far on a monthly basis we reach up to 30,000 beneficiaries per month, and we feel that this is a great contribution that we are making.
There's millers contracted by Saado to serve the community. This service is rendered to the population in the POC because of the safety. That's number 1, guaranteed by the organizations. People in the community need services near to them, whereby they also got it through Saado.
Boy, children, come Bello to come walk up on me. Cock a white. But I don't want to burn, no, I want to burn water bell. Warga bell gun. Locking up. Come down a milk cowboy, honeymoon. Bell me, you were army in Angra from Shawna, you, Gulu, now. Bagulo war bell. Could you below a maker and Tomba, below room with you, me or out. Tell me, I wouldn't know ya, but go ray, may I go.
We believe that if the woman is empowered, the family is empowered, and the more the families are empowered, the society is empowered.
Basically, we have several programs targeting women in South Sudan, and our flagship project in the Gender and Protection Department is on women empowerment. This is a program which gives entrepreneurship skills to women, and then we give them seed capital so that they are able to establish themselves.
Training na Saado amulana refela Saado ana afkar ketir ana kama bagder diru salon ana ma bagder nizamu shokol taita salon lakin training de kan worleta كيف تبع marketing كيف تبلغوا ربح وخساره de kula nastafid min training de.
After the training, we give them the capital, and then we do mentorship for them, coaching, and eventually till they are able to at least hire 1 or 2 other women into their businesses.
Nasa lana derisu itni nas. Ijosu kini anana bes gori lemon kefu mombag der wofiru gurush wala kefu mombag der jazibu customer lano kalfi mshuni jazibia tabag der jazibu customer be tariga be islub al quest tabag der ursu ma customer be tariga al quest chano bag der geni yande kana salana kaman haja lana ligo inak maaluma dana kaman wodi lemon ashano mombag der Saado be dukantom besita lana ligode ana bile yal akil mona kulu mora madarsa dana bodi shukra le rabani ala baginde ana gi biube haja san kayfa ana develop business side.
And our work or programming centers on mainstreaming protection for the safety of survivors of conflict. Right now we are focusing our programming in the POC 1, 2 of Juba and Lologo Katopayam, and we are strengthening the coping capacities of the women survivors of reproductive health age of 14 to 49 years to be able to access justice or demand access to justice. GBV awareness raising, we are also building their capacities to be able to access support care services through the referral pathway. In other areas, we are strengthening the capacities of the disabled people to be able to demand access to justice, to demand support care services from the policymakers, from their local authorities. So we capacitate them. Mostly it's issues of violence. This could be issues of sexual rape, issues of physical assault, issues of coercion. This is sexual exploitation, being forced into other things that you do not want to, for example, prostitution, issues of deliberate deprivation, whereby you are denied access to certain services because you are a woman. So our main aim is to ensure that these women are able to access and demand those services.
We have inclusive project livelihoods with Handicap International in Bor that is focusing on supporting disabled members of the communities in about 3 payams. This is a project that helps them, be included, because sometimes these are groups that are usually sometimes forgotten. Well, we're looking at the economics aspect of their livelihoods. How when people do try the traditional way of transacting, the able people are able to, because of the crisis now, able people are able to find ways to make their life. But then the disabled people are somewhat left behind, and so what we look at is to get them startup kits. We have actually worked with them to produce pigs and they grouped as a group. They have grown so many of the pigs as we speak, and are able to generate or get income from it. There are those that we are also giving food staff also because of their condition. Given the crisis now, foods are very expensive, the commodities are very expensive, so their livelihoods is being subsidized with the support from that funding from Handicap International. Saado sees itself as a major player in the development of South Sudan, and being a South Sudanese own organization, we feel the rooms are open for us. We feel we can play greater roles in not only service delivery but also for policy formulation. So we work with our government partners, we work with the ministries concerned, both at the state level, and I should have mentioned before, we have about 3 offices in the states. We basically see ourselves as actors, main actors in the development of South Sudan, and that's why we feel we have the role. We see ourselves embedded in the solutions of South Sudan. It is in our hearts. It is the South Sudanese that should actually work to solve the issues facing the country.